Greetings everyone, Zannrath here. Welcome back to more Everlasting Summer, where last time we finished off all we need to do with Lissa. And now it's time to go after Ilyana, which, I don't know, I guess this is kind of the pedo route, I suppose. Because isn't she like, I don't know, she seems like she's like 10 or something. Or maybe she's a lolly. That could be it. But still, like, her behavior seems to suggest that, you know, she's pretty young, right? But then again, I am kind of childish myself. And she eats a lot of candy and cake. And I mean, I did know some girls in college who, for at least the time, their diet mainly consisted of ice cream and coffee. So I guess it's possible that she is older than she seems, but I don't know. We'll see when we get into her story and all that stuff. So yeah, let's get going. We'll fast forward through all this good prologue, I guess, or yeah. So you're gonna go ahead and wake up in the camp, and we'll say yes to Slavia, or we'll reply rather. Oh wait, I didn't. My mistake. For some reason, I think that reply should be on top, but for whatever reason, it's not. So, alright, yeah, still never understood. So there was that flash of that little, like, I guess it was, I don't know, was it a cat girl or something with the red eyes, like the whole dark picture thing? I still don't understand what that is. Seen it a couple times just because, you know, flipping through all these, whatchamacallits. Maybe that has to do something with the true ending or whatever, but, you know, we'll get to it when we get to it. So here, attempt to take the cutlet, which I've done plenty of times before, so I'm not going to read it. Is the first point in her route, and it looks like there's a lot of options for Ilyana here based on this guide. So, well, let's see. We're going to take the keys, because why not? We're thug like that, you know. I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. Let's go ahead and keep silent. Sorry, Lena. We're gonna do that this time. And that should be the end of day 1. Wait, did we already? Yeah, end of day 1. Day 2 is when we go and look around the camp, I think, right? Pretty sure. Maybe not. Unless I'm just completely forgetting things. It's possible. Alright, let's go ahead and none of these things really are the order in which I explore doesn't affect anything. Pretty sure, at least. It'd be interesting if it did that, huh? If it's like based on that would add some wait, hold on. Did anything different happen there? Because we're going for no, it couldn't have, because there's not enough opportunity for us to trigger any differences. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, it'd be kind of interesting. I know there are some places where you get an option to go check stuff out where it does affect what happens, but just like this random exploration day 2 stuff, it'd be kind of interesting if that actually made a difference in your outcomes. Of course, I'm sure this guy would tell me if it did or not, but hey, let's go alone, because I'm gonna be a straight up loner until, you know, we get the kid, which is really, I don't know. It's a really odd thing to say, but let's see. It doesn't matter, so let's not bet, because we're just, you know, what am I trying to say? We're reckless like that? I don't know. Daring? I don't care if she blackmails me or whatever, and we're gonna have to lose to Ilyana. Let's go ahead and skip that, because we don't need to. Lose against Ilyana, so that's number 3. So it appears that there was a choice that was supposed to have made, but because it says there's something between attempting to take the cutlet and losing against Ilyana, there was supposed to be a go to the canteen, and I'm guessing that was on a map thing. I'm pretty sure I did go to the canteen, didn't I? The kitchen or whatever it's called. I did do that. I didn't do that first, so I don't know if that counted or not, but hey, I guess whatever. Where do we go from here? It doesn't say it matters and we can't do this, so it doesn't mean here. So let's go ahead and football, because that's where we ran into Ilyana the first time, right? And then nothing happened, so I think we should have done that before, right? Got to the football field. Let's check. Yeah, just him talking to himself. Let's go ahead and fast forward again. That's kind of interesting. Find wait a minute is actually something I have to do for Ulyana. That's actually a point in her path. So, okay, sure. I'm not sure why, but I accepted the invitation. What was the invitation for again? We need to talk. Oh, I'm guessing we're gonna go and she's gonna Ulyana's gonna come over and while we chat with Zenya or something. Okay, sure. I'm not sure why, but I accepted the invitation. Oops, that was not. I did not mean to do that. Where are we? Yeah, fine, wait a minute. I'm not sure why, but I accepted the invitation. What if I can learn something new? She is such a bookworm. Have I done this before? A minute later, probably, I was sitting in front of Zenya with a tray and the simple meal on it: porridge, 2 eggs, 4 pieces of white bread. That's a lot of bread for breakfast, maybe. A sausage and a glass of compote. Bon appetit. Thanks. I decided to act as polite as I could and also eat more neatly without chopping and spilling. Man, chopping and spitting. I don't even know. Crumbs of food or drops of compote. I forgot what that was. Was that like a beverage? I remember there was a note of it, but I don't remember what it is now. So what do you want to talk about? Today at the library, I wasn't listening from this point onward. I immediately recalled Olga Dmitryevna's words about the scheduled events for today. Don't forget. Oh, what? Yeah, what? I said don't forget to visit the library after lunch. What for? Were you even, I'm guessing, we have to go to the library for Ulyana for some reason? Were you even listening? Nope. Well, at least that's on, yeah, at least I admitted honestly. Zenya's face, not possessive, but multiple Zenya's face, turned red, then appeared green, then took a soft purple color. Day after lunch, you in the library. Got it, dunce? Man, that's something I expect from Alyssa, when she was trying to, funny business, vodka and all that stuff. Dunce. What kind of curse is that? Though, I don't know why this apostrophe is there before the A, so that's supposed to be like a... Oh, it's a quote. Okay, I get it. Though, a pioneer must never use a curse word. How could I forget this rule? Oh yeah, sure, I apologize, of course I'll be there. Actually, I wasn't really planning to go anywhere, but if you want to make someone speak, you need to sacrifice a bit first. By the way, what year is it now? I totally lost count. Man, that's totally. I decided to play fair. She looked at me perplexed and answered, "Have you gone completely bananas?" Honestly, that's how I felt for the last few days. Zenya didn't reply. So, what year is it? I smiled kindly. Listen, why don't you visit the infirmary? Will they tell me what year it is there? Oh, certainly, and even more. Zenya stood up and headed to the exit. I'm pretty sure I've never done that choice before, so that's nice. Wait, you didn't finish your meal, but it looks like she won't, turn back. I was finishing chewing on a sausage, which tasted like a twisted pair of cable. I'm glad you know what cables taste like. I wonder if they have internet access here. Yeah, just connect all the sausages, right? Just plug that right into your Ethernet port. I guess not. A pioneer sitting at the table next to me noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I stared and waved to him in return. After such a friendly greeting, he, for some reason, left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. Done with food. It's time. I wonder if that was one of the guys that we ran into, like the guy who's at the bus stop, or the guy who's stalking us and it's like, "Oh, you're gonna loop forever, man. I'm just gonna mess with you." It's time to search for some clues. So I don't know what that has to do with Ulyana, but evidently that's a point in her camp. So sure. Came to the infirmary. Just because Zenya mentioned the infirmary, I'm gonna just fast forward through this a little bit, see if there's anything up. If Lena shows up, then yep, okay, I've done this. So, does not seem to matter. So I will say Olga, because why not? Sorry, Lena. Comrade. We have to do this for Ulyana, so who cares? I better keep looking for answers. So we're skipping out on Alyssa, of course, makes sense. Whoever it is, what's the big deal? I have better things to do. There you go. Came back to the camp leader's camp. She's reading a book. Hey, she was reading a book when, on like day 7 or something with Lena, right? Like after all that weird stuff, and we were all like, why is everyone behaving so weirdly now that Lena's all like, you know, but hey. Semyon, what are you doing here? That's what I could ask her too. I've forgotten something, so I came back. You were absent at the lineup. Have I read this before? Alright, nevertheless, you should do something useful today. Oh, and then she's gonna say you can go help people. And I'll say I'll help at the sports camp, or club. Sports camp. Sports club. And that is Ulyana. So that has 1, 2, 3, 4 that I know I've done, and then the canteen, which let's go ahead and just assume I only did 4. I was hoping that I could escape the obligatory work if I pretended that I'm helping the sports club. They obviously have tons of members and could probably do just as well without a single extra pair of hands. Oh man, taking the lazy way out. That's our Semyon. However, I'd better visit the sports grounds, or sports ground, at least to check in there. Just in case Olga Dmitrievna finds out that her ideal pioneer slacks off and dodges community service. I'm pretty sure you're not her ideal pioneer, you're just her, like, whipping boy, right? Isn't that what we established? Isn't that the conclusion that you came to yourself? You never know. I could imagine worse punishments than a public telling off at a party gathering. I wasn't really planning for that to happen. All of a sudden, I saw no cleaning, painting, or repairing, but a football match. They were playing 5v6, or 5 versus 6. Boom, look at that. Great. I took a look. Let's go and block that off, because we don't want to see little kids here. I took a look at the players and recognized Ulyana, and I'm going to guess that her team has 6, and we're going to have to play against her, and we're going to have to lose. Maybe? I don't know. I won't interfere, I'll just watch. Of course you're just going to watch, man. That's why you're stuck on this shot. Teams were obviously mismatched. One team consisted of entirely younger kids that looked about 12 years old. Oh, so she's like 12. That's a little better than 10, I guess. But still not. I don't think like the difference, like if you're under 8, or I don't know what the age in Russia is for like consent to, you know, that kind of stuff. But I think if you're under that, it doesn't even matter how much under. Or actually, maybe it does. Right? I mean, like 10 compared to like, I don't know, like 4 or something. As bad as that sounds, stuff like that happens. You know, this world is messed up. The other team consisted entirely of teenagers. Besides, they had one extra player, Ulyana. Oh, so she's actually a teenager. Huh. She looks a lot younger. Maybe she's just short. Maybe she's Asian. Because, for some reason, everyone thinks Asian people just look younger than how they look. Like, I'm in my 20s, but someone told me I look 16. I was like, what? Okay. Mind you, what can just one extra person over one girl do? Oh, man, come on, Semyon! Equal opportunity. Glass ceiling, all that stuff. Didn't you? Oh, man. Aren't you from a more progressive time? I guess you're in the 80s, but still. Or, he's from, like, the 2000s, like, or whatever, right? Soon enough, I realized that I was mistaken. Ulyana had good dribbling technique, cutting through the defenders one by one. She obviously lacked teamwork skills, obviously, but they weren't even required at this level. She scored with inevitable regularity. I came close to the pitch. So she is on the 6-team side, so she is a teenager, based on what Semyon is saying and how old she looks. Hey, come join us. They're short 1 minute. Yeah, there you go. And we're on the we're on the opposite team. Hey, come join us. There's short 1 minute on their team. I guess that's what counts as community service here. Sure. We've already finished everything, said Ulyana, sounding insulted. I looked over the sports ground again. The benches were freshly painted. Okay, so don't go sit on them. New nets placed behind the goals. How do they even manage to get through all this stuff? Come join their team. Well, given that I had escaped the last time, I should indeed now play. Oh yeah, that's right. She invited us to play, but we like bailed on her, I think, right? Oh great, we get this little I guess no, this thing. I don't know what you call this, a backdrop maybe. Ball at the center, we start with the very first touch. I put the ball into the top corner with a delicate stroke. Really? From the center? Oh no, that's just like, I don't know. Actually, it wasn't that difficult. The pitch was mostly 50... the pitch was at most 50 meters long, and a goalkeeper of the opposing team couldn't even reach the crossbar. That's funny. So these are like regulation nets, but you're playing with like teens and like kids. That's nice. That's a huge disparity in terms of, you're like at a huge disadvantage as a goalkeeper there. Sometime later, we tied it up despite our team being 7 or 8 goals behind at the start. Objectively speaking, one should note that Ilyana's team scored a couple of goals during my time here too. More precisely, she scored. Oh man, Semyon, is that like a? Are you setting yourself up to score later down the road, like day 7? I think that's what's up. Sports metaphors, yeah. You couldn't say that she had Ronaldinho's, I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Tricks or precise Beckham's shots in her pocket. That's kind of an awkward phrase there. Or precise Beckham's shots. She would just kick the ball into the open spaces and come up towards the goal. She just toe punted every time. Or coming up towards the goal, she just toe punted every time. Yeah, I would imagine if your goalie can't cover the whole goal, you can just, go ahead and, score pretty easily. However, such a dull strategy brought positive results. I couldn't keep an eye on every opponent, and my teammates were not much help. So basically, it's 1v1 with, 5 other people just, there to, run around, I guess. Certainly, I played better than all of them, and theoretically, I could have scored as many times as I wanted, but it seemed unsportsmanlike to me. Look at that, Semyon being a good guy on the team player. He's not a gunner. Winning isn't everything. It's taking part that counts, isn't it? But after Yana's words, penalty shootout. The winner wins the game. I made up my mind that I don't want to lose. At the time, it was 11-9 in our favor, so it wasn't reasonable to object. I don't get it. Why are you doing a penalty shootout at 11-9? Unless you're just like, no, it's no fair that you're winning now. Penalty shootout. Doesn't even matter. I like how it's 11-9, not, well, inversed, because, Illuminati confirmed. You're in goal, I'll shoot, we switch then. Wait, so basically it's going to be penalty shootouts between us two with each other playing goalkeeper. I think I'm at an advantage there, and I'm pretty sure I'm taller than you by a foot. Probably a foot and a half. One shot each? Yes. So it's if I miss and you score, ultimately it's going to be 11-10, and you still win, because the 11-9 doesn't count. It's just whoever wins this penalty shootout. So what was the point of playing the game, right? I stood at the line and got ready. She took a run and toe punted, sent it straight in my hands. That's not fair. Do over, man. What's not fair? I'll shoot again, of course. Okay, just do it. Right in my hands again. I said smilingly. Second shot would go better in rugby. Should kick it over the thing or something? What's it called in rugby? It's called a try when you I don't know. It's called a touch, right? That's the 5 points, and then a try is the 2 points after. Is that how rugby works? I think. So is she going for the 2-point thing then? That's kind of what you're saying. She just kicked it over the goal. One more time. Absolutely not. She sniffed. But you shall never score a goal against me. We'll see. Just kick it over her head, man. I put the ball in the low right corner of the goal with a precise kick. Ilyana didn't even move. However, there's no point. Penalty kicks are like that are uncatchable. In the low right corner. I don't know. My dad played football, like soccer for us Americans here, in college, and I think he said that the ones in on the ground are the easiest, just because if you put it up, you have to dive at an angle upwards, so your gravity is fighting you, whereas if you kick it in the corner, like a low corner, you have to go further, it's in the corner, sure, but you have gravity working for you rather than against you, so sure. But then again, he didn't play in any kind of competitive league, so And I don't play much soccer or football myself, so I wouldn't know which ones are necessarily tough or not. If it were me, I just kick it straight at them, because like when you're a goalie, at least when I've seen like soccer, right, or football, like the goalie always seems to jump in one direction. Like you have to basically guess which side and you just go for it. So sometimes you just see him completely whiff because it's 50-50, right? It's a coin toss whether you guess right or not. So if it were me, I just like kick it straight forward, like straight at them. But then again, they could their reaction is probably good enough that if they saw that you're kicking right at them, they could probably stop their dive before, and you know. So, anyways, that aside, looks like I won. She answered nothing and just looked at me resentfully, of course. This has actually helped me get into her. Oh God. So awkward to say. I was gonna say get into her pants, but she's not wearing pants. I need to lighten the mood. Don't get upset. I don't know why this isn't done in this text box here. I think this is the only time I've seen this done outside of like the very beginning and the very end when he's like just giving us story rather than, because like the stuff is changing in the background, I think, right? At that time, when the music started playing, calling the pioneers for lunch. Alright, I'll even get with you some other time. I'll get even with you. Okay, I was like, whoa, that sounds really weird for her to say at this point. But okay, yeah, I'll get even with you some other time. What other pranks is she gonna do? She laughed, waved her hands, and ran in the direction of the canteen. I jiggled the ball a little and followed her. So, Semyon, what is in your skill repertoire right now? Evidently, you're good at playing guitar, except for Alyssa, but when you're doing it with Miku and later on, you're fine, right? You can play soccer pretty well, evidently. I'm gonna call it soccer. Sorry, like the rest of the world. I'm calling it soccer because that's what we Americans do. You play soccer pretty well. You steal vodka like no one's business. What else? What else is in your repertoire? That's all we know so far, right? Soccer, guitar, stealing vodka. I don't know. You don't put that on your resume, do you? Sorry, I keep forgetting to like read stuff because I'm just getting distracted by off-color commentary. Juggle the ball, yeah, I followed her. Who is marching forward and sleeping in? That is a skill. I can't sleep in, so I'm calling that a skill. It's our pioneer squad. Pioneers in a row usually march to the canteen in Sovionok camp. I was looking for a place where no one would disturb me, like what happened before, just so I can eat in peace and haven't read this before. And for that, I have to at least not be the last one to come. But I was pretty sure whatever happens here will happen, whether I wanted to or not. Creme full as an egg. I remember that. I don't know what you call it, a metaphor or something. Analogy. And there's that thing. We're going to help her clean up, I'm sure. So here we go. And we've read this before, so let's go ahead and just fast forward through that. There shouldn't be anything different, right? Because it doesn't really change until day 6, 7, so I'm pretty sure everything's going to be the same. Yep, there's the candy, and we're going to fall on top of her. How many is that now? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guaranteed, maybe a 6th. Oh, dang, what? I haven't seen this before. I'm pretty sure I've talked to people before. So, Lennon came closer, you're here too. Okay, gonna light this party up. Jug fell flat. Pretty sure I've read this too, look down. Same thing's on fire. She left. How about now? Because it faded to black, that means new scene, right? It looks like the whole camp was at the square. Pioneers from large groups talk and join. Are we going to talk about like wallflowers and stuff? At the DJ's panel, yeah, I remember reading about that. There are the lights, hit it. Music started to play. A few bands crying out loud. We're staring around for, to wiggle ridiculously. Wiggle is the exact word. Couldn't find a better one. Yep, I remember making fun of her for that. Wiggle. It looks so silly and funny, and I couldn't resist laughing. I don't know, for some reason, when some people say wiggle, at least in this context, all I can think about is, are the Wiggles, like the band for kids. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any context here just because they sing songs for kids, not like, I don't know what this is, a dance, right? So it doesn't make any sense, but for some reason that's what I think about. She noticed it. Hey, Semyon. I pretended I couldn't hear her. Stop pretending, come over here. I kept ignoring her. The pioneer slowly realized that they weren't too sexy. Oh yeah, I remember making fun of this too, this line. They weren't too sexy for this party and started to dance. It looked really silly from my point of view, shaking one's arms and legs to the beat of a long-forgotten hits. Yeah, come on, get real. Come on, get to the part that's new. Of course, I couldn't dance at all, but this thing couldn't be called a dance either. And surprisingly, you're probably going to be like good at dancing, like your skill repertoire just needs more stuff. Hey, Semyon, when you're sitting there for it, don't you want to dance? So deep in thought, didn't even notice Slavia. Not really. Are you sure? She smiled. Maybe later. Damn, what am I even doing here? Slavia left. I probably should not refuse her after all she did for me, but I wasn't made for such activities. Here you go. Dude, why are they in like their normal shirts? Like, I feel like I'm the only person probably just sitting there in my pioneer regalia or whatever. But anyways, we got Electronic, Ulyana, that's Olga, I think, right, with her hat. Slavia, Shurek. There's Lena, which I'm surprised she's actually dancing. She doesn't seem like a person to dance. That's the nurse, right? Violet or whatever. Viola, I don't know what her name is. I can't remember. There's Conrad back there. Pioneers kept on dancing. At least they like the ball. Olga Dmitryevna danced too. I consider that not really appropriate. The leader has to keep order on. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe. She's still a pioneer too, right? It's not like she's like a 40-year-old mother like chaperoning the dance or something. Especially since he's not 17. Come on, man. I'd be like that. She's probably like 20, right? It's not that much different. Olga Dmitryevna, actually, probably no. Would this be a full-time employed job? Do you think that would be an employed job, or is she like a volunteer, like back from summer? She's like, this is like her like sophomore year summer or whatever. Actually, sophomore year summer. I don't know. Would you do that in your sophomore year summer? I don't know. Olga Dmitryevna came over to me as if she felt that someone doubted her professionalism. Oh man, I like how you're not wearing your hat anymore. Why are you not dancing? I don't really want to. Your choice. She smiled cunningly. Then I have the perfect task for you. Oh man, clean up. Task, which is any other activities seem better than dancing. You cleaned up the canteen well today, but you haven't fully atoned yet. Ah? Ulyana, what? Come here. Ulyana came over to us reluctantly. Why are you like all like being cutesy and cupping your face? I see you have enough dance. You've had enough dancing for a long time to come. No, I haven't. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. She was sweating like a pig, so again, she's not sweating because pigs don't sweat, or at least not very much. So it seemed like the leader was right. I have a task for you and Semyon. Oh man. But Olga Dmitryevna, Ulyana begged. It's dance time now, and it's late. It won't take too much time. Slavia was sorting books in the library, but hasn't finished. Oh yeah! That thing. And Zenya was like, come to the library. You shouldn't have stabbed me in the library. I'm still waiting for me to get stabbed. Someone told me, like, when I first started playing this game, it was because I read a review. It was like, don't play it at night. It's super scary. Not really, but like, it was like, don't play it at night. Things get like, and so far nothing really super scary has happened. So, I'm waiting for me to get stabbed. You only have a couple of shelves to do, but no buts. No buts indeed. For goodness sake. I don't like public work, but dancing, I'm ready. Good job, Semyon. That's my boy, a real pioneer. You should follow example, Ulyana. Ulyana didn't appreciate such an example, though. So do it. The whole camp is relying on you. I'll remember this, she hissed. The camp in the evening was beautiful. Is that their cabin? I remember she's bunking or rooming with Alyssa, right? I remember this is Alyssa's cabin. And I like how there's like this owl right here. Just boom. Sneaky owl. Is Slender Man going to be in one of these windows maybe or something? I don't know. The camp in the evening was beautiful. Silence and peace calmed me. Only the distant music from the square reminded me that I'm not alone here. And Ulyana, who just came back, Oh, because she had to go change. You could do the cleaning in your dress, though. I grinned. This is all your fault. She breathed heavily, and her face was red as a tomato. So I wouldn't have been upset if steam started to come out of her ears. It's all your fault. Why me again? Wait, what did we do again? Oh, she, like, dunked me or something. Food fight or something like that. If only you'd just been quiet, what would have changed? She'd make us do it anyway. She wasn't able to speak normally and just hissed. So what if I kept silent? Do you think she would let you keep on having fun? Ulyana looked at me. She seemed to calm down a bit. Really? You don't care at all? You can't even dance. Or that's not a question, was it? You don't care at all. So what if I can't? If you had danced with me, oh man, it would have been fun. As she says as she winks at us. She returned to her usual childlike mode, I might have, and hopefully she's not a child. I really hope she's not a child. Kind of banking on Lolly here. But then again, she could just be yellow bait, so either way we're screwed. I might have, but you see how the things turned out. We won't have a chance to see who is a better dancer. Actually, no. Considering that Semyon is 17, well, at least in the US, consent is 18. So, in Russia it might be younger. I think in Japan it's like 16. So maybe in Russia it's different. But let's assume 18. Let's assume 18. And since we're both underage, it's okay. As long as it's like within, is it 2 years, I think? I think it's okay within 2 years with consent. Obviously, everything has to be consent. We won't have a chance to see who is a better dancer. We're going to be dancing in the library, I'm guessing. I feel like that's how it's going to end. And we're going to be like, she's going to be like, no fair, you're a better dancer than me too? And I'll be like, I don't even know, man. We approached the library. It was already dark outside. I was slightly surprised by Olga. I guess Olga is no longer a proper noun here. Olga Dmitrievna's request. More like an order. To sort the books at night. Why are you pausing so often like that? This is so bizarre. There was no light inside, and the switch didn't work, unpleasantly clicking with every push. That's kind of weird. It might have actually worked properly, but the lights weren't turning on. Wait, I'll get the candles. How romantic. How fancy. That actually just looks like a lamp got turned on. Right? That thing? Hold on, let me go back one. Right? Lamp? And then watch, does it get flipped up? Yeah, it kind of just looks like it didn't move, but it looks like it's just this lamp. I was just about to ask how she knows where the candles and matches are when two small lights appeared on the table next to me. That's better, Ulyana said, satisfied with herself. What's next? What's next? She looked at me inquiringly. What will we do next? How do I know? Or how should I know? How should I know? She chuckled. Great. I walked around the bookcases. Olga Dmitrievna said something about a couple of shelves. I touched the books and made sure that there was no dust on them. It looked like someone did a good job before us. Having examined the whole library, I didn't find anything to clean. The leader must have made a mistake. Suddenly I heard footsteps from behind. The old cracked floor was squeaking, so Ulyana wasn't able to sneak up on me unnoticed. Boo. I turned around. Oh my god! That's why they told us not to play at... The person told me not to... Or told, gave the review not to play at the dark. That was so scary. That jump scare so got me. Good thing I'm playing in, like, mid-afternoon, because otherwise I don't know what I would have done with myself there. Let me take a moment to calm down. It's just, Oh my god, I'm so scared, please. Semyon knows. Oh, whatever. She turned away resentfully. It looked really clean in here, so... The dimly illuminated rows of books looked at me reproachfully. Unknown authors from long-forgotten years. I wonder if anyone still remembers them. Xenia must remember. I'm sure that she remembers everything. Okay, sit down. Ulyana moved the chair over to me. I sat on it. So what's next? She's gonna sit on me? Let's tell scary stories to each other. Oh, okay, this is where we get scared. We have 2 chairs, 2 candles, so there should be 2 stories, 1 mine and 1 yours. Okay. I agree without thinking. Alright, I don't know. Too spooky for me, guys. This is getting too scary for me, so I'm gonna have to call it here, or else, you know, I'm not gonna sleep tonight in the next couple days. So, yeah, well, I guess Ulyana, we've established, is actually a teenager, I suppose, but, you know, teenager, you could be 13. No, actually, that's not a teenager, right, because to be a teen, you actually have a teen in your thing, right? So 14. Wait, is that how it works? Is like 11 to 13 preteen, or is 11 to 12? I don't even know. Adolescent? Doesn't even matter, right? Let's just assume she's 14. That's still a little young for a 17-year-old. So let's hope, I don't know, maybe in the rest of her little background story, she'll be like, yeah, you know, I'm actually like 20, but for some reason I look like I'm 5. Yeah, I know I said she looked like she was 10 earlier, but now she looks like she's 5. That's just how it works. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll get scared and share scary stories next time. Until then, thank you for watching. Bye.